Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I'm so sorry for the long time in between videos. I truly missed you all. I was extremely busy with other life things. And then I just became very tired and needed some rest. With that said, I do hope you have been having a fantastic life and your journey to self-betterment has been going way better than fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, some things have been happening as of late. Such as Johnny Depp getting a big win in his court case against his ex Amber Heard. And it's not just the money he won. It's what it means for his name. And for you as well. You see, those that are toxic abusers think that what they are doing is so terrible that surely no one would believe it. No matter if you are talking about a toxic abusive man or a toxic abusive woman. However, there is one thing that clearly came out in this hearing that most knew, but many were afraid to talk about. The women out there, the grouping of toxic people. They know they have an extra layer of protection that will help keeping others are seeing them as abusers. And the abuse victim being forced almost to wear their jacket of narcissism and evil. And this extra layer of protection is, you are a man. Who is going to believe you? Who is going to believe big bad you was abused by little tiny me? And this right there is one of the reasons why the many forms of abuse that are out there in the world do not get the proper attention and help that they need. And one has to ask the question why? Why is it that anything that could help out the man-woman dynamic is ignored, mocked, or laughed at? And this goes back to Narcissism 101. You see, we often say here, if you are dealing with a narcissist and they are starting to get up to their old tricks to bait you into a terrible conversation and or argument, it's your best bet to change the subject in a not so obvious way. And then cut the conversation short if possible and politely leave. Well, a narcissist has a similar tactic they use on us when we are saying or doing something that is making sense about a very, very important topic. And that is they in a very blunt and obvious way will divert the attentions off of what we are saying and doing onto something that is meaningless and not important. Have you ever had a conversation with your narcissist ex-spouse or friend? And it was a very important conversation. And right when you were making a very important point, they said, "Wow! Look at that on the television." They picked up a coupon from the table and said, "Look. 2 for 1. Or just recently I noticed during an official political hearing. One man on a Zoom or video chat was trying to make an important point about something. Where someone made a nonsense comment about what was happening but didn't pertain to the point. You see, narcissists and other toxic people do such things to keep problems from being solved. So the world's problems just go round and round. And the issues between men and women are no different. And the main thing is that both men and women can be and at times are abusive to one another. That is the fact of life. However, if you dare speak up and say that a woman is just as abusive as a man, you are shouted down. Slick and silly comments are made. Shaming language is used. And you have to ask yourself why? Why is this the case? It's because they, whoever they are, do not want to see the day that the problems that exist amongst men and women are ever solved. Why? Because they profit from such problems by the way of money and power and narcissistic supply. And it's important to know that these problems that men and women have were likely created by the they we speak of. But here's the thing. Johnny Depp's win slightly cracked the door open to such problems and sicknesses in our society. You can clearly hear Amber Heard on audio recording saying how no one will believe he was abused. That is powerful. And that is something a great many of us have gone through. Both men and women alike. But we have to be honest here. Society says over and over and over and over again that men and boys can't be mistreated and they can't be abused no matter what. But the truth of the matter is they can and they are. And the sooner we understand this fact, the sooner we can get the they out of our relationships and our lives so we can carry on like normal human beings. So what do we do? Where do we go from here? Well, we learn from Johnny Depp. We learn. If you are in a relationship right now with someone that you will have a hard time detaching from, get legal help right away. And start gathering evidence. You see, though narcissists are slick and sly, they are also sloppy. How so? Well, because they think they will never be found out. They leave a lot of loose ends. And they oftentimes don't account for someone getting evidence on them. And this is a message for all of you. Both men and women. But men, please listen up. And I say that because men are told if you turn your woman in, or you gain evidence against that might prevent her from having some sort of custody of your children. And if you do such a thing, you're scum. Please do not pay attention to this. Do what's right for you. The sooner we see more and more people gaining and putting forth evidence of their abusers, the sooner we can see these terrible laws change. You know, there is something to think about. And that's why there is only, I believe, one abuse men's shelter in the United States. Why? Why? Well, nearly every time someone tries to open a Western help center for men, evil threats are made. And the establishment is picketed. But why? Why do certain groups even give a rip that men want to help one another? Well, they give a rip because if one is able to open and another, it would literally catch like wildfire. And then you would see the true numbers. Because right now it's hard to tell. Because men by and large do not report being abused. Why? Because they don't want to be made fun of. They don't want to be looked down upon. So they suffer in silence. However, if men's shelters started to pop up all over, you would be able to finally see the amount of men being abused is alarming. And what would that do? It would debunk those that say that men can't be abused. And thus the laws would have to change. And they, whoever they is, don't want that. So let's see what happens. Maybe something good will come of this. Maybe nothing will happen at all and it will go back to business as usual. Which is what narcissists want. Why? So they can continue to supply from as many people as possible. All while playing the victim. With that said, I would like to know your thoughts. Also, how are you doing? What's new? It's been a long time. I appreciate you all. Your warm words and kindness really do touch my cartoon heart. I really do mean that. We are in this together. And we must keep moving forward. Little by little, bit by bit. We can get there. A place where we can try our best and do our best in life. And not be abused anymore. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.